What's up guys, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and this is the brand new iPad Air 5th generation 2022 edition, one of the first videos with this in the world, so a thumbs up for your boy would be appreciated. We've also got some accessories, and I do have the iPad Air 4th generation, so we can do a bit of a comparison and also see what's new. So getting straight to the unboxing, it's a very familiar experience. Inside the box, we are initially presented with the iPad Air. And I've got it here in the new blue color, but it's also available in a space gray, a starlight, a pink, as well as a purple. And as well as that, we get some paperwork, a SIM card tool because this is the cellular version, as well as some white Apple stickers. Now these are going to be white regardless of which color you go for. We also have a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, as well as a 20-watt power brick. And here it is, the iPad Air 5th generation. As expected, this is very compact, so it's just 6.1 millimeters thin, and it weighs around about a pound or around 460 grams. And it pretty much has exactly the same dimensions as the iPad Air 4th generation, which we have here. So all of your previous accessories will still work with the new iPad Air. So you can see the difference in color. The 4th generation has much more of a lighter sky blue, whereas the iPad Air 5th generation does have a much deeper blue, which I do like. The enclosure is still made with 100% recycled aluminium, which is great. I think that needs to be talked about more. And the similarities also continue at the front. So we've got a 10.9-inch liquid retina display with a P3 wide color gamut, 500 nits of brightness with uniform bezels. Now this is a really nice display. It's not quite as good as the iPad Pro display, which has XDR as well as ProMotion technology. Now, unlike smartphones, on tablets, you do need some bezel, so you just have somewhere to hold. And like the 4th generation iPad Air, we no longer have the Touch ID button here at the front. We've got it at the top, and it works really well. Right, now you might be wondering, Saf, what's new with the iPad Air? Because so far everything's very similar to what we had on the 4th generation. Well, the biggest improvements are on the inside. So the iPad Air 5th generation is now powered by Apple's M1 chip. This is the same chip that we've got on the iPad Pros, as well as some MacBooks. It's tried and tested, and it's got excellent performance. Now, the A14 chip on the 4th generation is very capable, but with this new M1 chip on the iPad Air, you can get up to 60% faster CPU performance and up to 2 times faster graphics performance. So if you're somebody who just casually uses your iPad to watch movies and just do some day-to-day tasks, then this might not be a big jump up for you. However, if you are somebody who does video editing, image editing, and if you're somebody who especially games on your iPad, you're really going to appreciate that increased performance, and it's also going to last you a longer period of time. The 5th generation iPad Air now also has support for 5G. So if you do go for the cellular version, you will get 5G as standard, and that means you'll be able to take advantage of those faster 5G speeds, especially in the long term. The USB-C port has also been improved, so we've got a USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, which is twice as fast as the previous generation, and you can get speeds of up to 10 gigabits a second. Now, if you're somebody like me who transfers lots of images and videos to your iPad, you're really going to appreciate those faster speeds. You'll also be able to connect up to a 6K display via this USB Type-C cable on your iPad. And thanks to those faster speeds with apps such as Capture One, which will be coming later on this year, you'll be able to use your iPad as a viewfinder for your professional camera. This is something that I can't wait to test out. Right, now as far as I can see, the rear-facing camera is pretty much the same as what we had in the previous generation. So this is a 12 megapixel camera, which can record up to 4K video. But we have a brand new front-facing camera. This is 12 megapixels up from 7 megapixels, and it's an ultra-wide camera with center stage. You may already be familiar with center stage. This is where the camera is going to pretty much track your movements. So if you're taking a family video call or something and you're moving from side to side, then this is actually going to follow you. I absolutely love this, and it works flawlessly. Now the battery is the same size as what we had in the previous generation, and in my experience it's still roughly about the same, so it's really good. Gets you through the day absolutely fine. You can get up to 10 hours of video playback on a single charge. And we do have iPad OS 15. I really like iPad OS. I think for a lot of people, it pretty much makes an iPad a laptop replacement. And although we still do not have Final Cut Pro on the iPad, we do have iMovie, which comes as default, and it's going to come with lots of new features in April. Features such as Magic Movie, which will give you some pre-made video templates, storyboards, as well as the ability to import your iMovie projects into Final Cut Pro on your MacBook. So if you do want to add some more professional edits and grading and things, then you can take over those projects. That will be coming soon. Right, now let's take a look at some of the accessories. So of course, firstly, there is the Apple Pencil Generation 2. Now this is sold separately, but it's a must-have accessory for your iPad. It does magnetically connect and charge on the side of the iPad Air. And not only will it give you excellent precision when you're editing images or video or drawing, for example, but the iPad can also recognize your handwriting and convert it into live text. Another accessory we definitely have to take a look at is the Magic Keyboard. This is available in a gray as well as a white, and it is compatible with the 4th generation iPad Air as well as this new 5th generation iPad Air and the iPad Pro 11-inch, and that's the reason why we've got this larger square cutout. Now the Magic Keyboard is really nice. It has this floating design which looks really cool. Having the touchpad gives you much more of that laptop experience. The keyboard is excellent with lots of travel and ideal if you spend a lot of time on your iPad writing documents or replying to emails. And it also has a USB Type-C port here on the side, so if you are using some accessories or charging your iPad Air, you're not going to have something dangling out here on the side. It's going to be nicely tucked away here on the Magic Keyboard. However, as much as I like the Magic Keyboard, there are a few things to consider. The first thing is the weight. This actually weighs more than the iPad Air. So combined, the iPad Air is no longer as compact as it would be. And also the price. This is priced at around £280 or around $300, which is around about half the price of the iPad Air. Just a couple of things to keep in mind. Now, speaking of the price, the iPad Air starts at roughly about the same price that the previous generation iPad Air started at, although it is slightly less here in the UK. That is for the base 64GB model. You'll be paying around £150 more if you want to go for the 256GB version, so there is no in between. And here are the prices if you do want to go for the cellular 5G version as well. Now there's a few things to consider here. So in my opinion, the iPad Air at the starting price is an excellent tablet, one of the best that you can buy right now. However, I do think it should have started with 128GB because 64GB is okay and it might be for some people, but if you are going to be using your iPad Air to edit images and videos, then you will be filling up the 64GB very quickly. Now this brings up another point which my friend Tom the Tech Chat brought up, and that is, should you just get the iPad Pro 11-inch instead? Now the iPad Pro 11-inch also is powered by the M1 chip, and the official starting price is around £750. However, because it has been out for some time, I've actually seen it on Amazon for around £700. It also starts at 128GB, so you will be getting double the storage compared to the base model of the iPad Air, and you do get a much better Liquid Retina XDR display with ProMotion technology, which makes everything smoother. You've got dual rear-facing cameras, a primary as well as an ultra-wide, including a LiDAR scanner, which is great for AR, and you get Face ID instead of Touch ID. Now, personally speaking, because of the current price range, I would be tempted to go for the iPad Pro instead of the iPad Air, especially if I did want the larger storage. But if you do want to go for the base model of the iPad Air, I still think this is one of the best tablets that you can buy in this price range, especially with that M1 chip. That's what I think anyway. What do you guys think? Will you be picking up an iPad Air? Do drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do smash that like button for me. And if you haven't already, then maybe consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon because we've got lots more Apple content coming up here on the channel. I'll leave some related videos linked here in the cards, which you can also check out. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on Super Saf TV. I'll see you next time.